The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-445-1044. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon from TFNN. Welcome to the March 9th, wonderful Wednesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. Of course, the easiest way to do that, well, it's to always remember that life happens for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to throw us at us. Today, you and I, we're going to go look at the circumstances of the bulls and the bears, the buyers and the sellers. We're going to go figure out what it is that they're communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon, East Coast time. I want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But more importantly, I am here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone, dial on in at any time at 877-927-6648, internationally 727-445-1044. So let's get this party started on this wonderful Wednesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, we got the Dow trading up 11 points, traded 16,976. S&P is up 5 points at 1985. NASDAQ composite up about 10 points at 46.59. Russell's up about 3 points at 1070. Gold is back $4. Silver is flat. Light sweet crude up $1.25. She's trading at 37.75 out there. Lead the charge here dollar-wise to the upside. You've got Google up about $8, a little over $8. That's a little over 1%. AutoZone, another nice day, 0.75% up about $6. BlackRock up 5. Intuitive Surgical up 5. LinkedIn up 4. To the downside, Regeneron Pharmaceuticals off nearly 5%, down about $19. Chipotle off $15, about 3%. Editas, not Adidas, but Editas, E-D-I-T-A-S. I don't know, how do you pronounce that? Let's just call it, let's just not call it. It's down 25%, though. Probably wishes that we weren't discussing it. Biogen, B-I-I-B, that's off 3%, down about $8 out there. Priceline down 7. So where are we? We're not much further ahead or behind than where we were yesterday. Same hurdles apply. Makes it kind of boring, really. Of course, the intercession, not a whole lot of boredom out here. But if we just simply start by, again, taking a look at this, you're going to get tired of this. I'm tired of it. You've got to get tired of it. If we take a look at the NQ, it is all about the NQ out here. What are we doing? What is it doing? Just simply trading sideways to lower. Not doing a whole lot. Now, it is below. It's trading, in essence, right here at the weekly TAS market profile point of control. So, this doesn't tell us whether it's bullish or bearish. No, where the weekly point of control line is, the green line, here, let me just point it out to you like this. Give me a moment. We'll just turn that price up. We don't really care what the price is. Well, I'd have to turn off a few other things. Do I need to? No, well, yeah, I probably do. I'll just turn off that. And go back to the old boxes out here, and we'll turn off the daily for the moment. There we go. So if we take a look at the weekly profiles out here, you see how this point of control, this little center line. Well, when I say center, you're looking in the center. It should be in the center if things were equal, right? Well, it's not in the center, so things aren't equal with regard to, buyers and sellers. Remember, up at the top here, this is where sellers are hanging out. Those are the snipers. They're saying, I'm comfortable. The risk-reward is comfortable for me to go ahead and sell from here. Likewise, the buyers are right down here at this bottom line, and they're saying, hey, I'm comfortable and going ahead and buying from this. Now, you got a nice wide price spread. Of course, it's a weekly chart out here. So you're between the 4,057 to 4,353. So you don't even need to look at price to understand who is in control of the markets as we speak. So in the case of the NASDAQ futures, the NQ out here, doesn't get bullish until you see price get above a resistance line. Now, the cool thing is about this, we turn price back on. We can see how it has acted as resistance, right? I mean, just first looking at the line without taking a look at price anywhere, makes it easy to identify. That's from the attorney inside My Cousin Vinny. I don't know that guy's name, but he was the district attorney, right? And I can't remember but he identified. No, I don't think it was identify. It was something else inside that. What a great movie that was, huh? My Cousin Vinny out there. In any event, My Cousin Stevie, what we want to take a look at is these lines here are just very, very helpful. Now, what this tells us with that center line, not so centered up towards the resistance level, that is a stronger area of resistance to get through. And the NASDAQ, if we take a look at price, I don't know why I moved that tool away. I turned the price back on here. And this is the key to the market. Now, it's not as if things are bearish out here, because they're not. However, they're not exactly bullish either. Neutral is really more likely what the markets are doing. We talked yesterday. We talked about the rising three pattern out here, still in essence in play. But in order for that, which is a continuation pattern, in order for that to occur in the next day or two, let's just call it by Friday, we're going to need to see the NQ close above that market profile high out here of 4,354 buckaroonies. That doesn't mean that it just means that candlestick pattern in essence goes away. If it doesn't happen, we'll say by Friday out here. So where's the market trading right now? If you take a look at the weekly chart, really, right where things are kind of fairly auctioned out here. So until in all the rest of the markets, it just doesn't matter what they're doing out here. It truly is all about this one single chart out here. Now we can go ahead and we can turn the daily profiles back on. And if we do that, if we take a look at something that could be slightly bearish. Now let's just turn off the weekly. So what's the message here? Well, on a daily system, daily standards out here, if we take a look at those are the blue lines going across my screen. Remember the weekly blue lines. Well, let's turn off price here. Remember the weekly, we had the current point of control closer to resistance. Guess what? On the daily charts, you've got the same setup. Now, this is a brand new profile, began 2 days ago on March the 7th out here. So we can see that you got daily snipers, you got weekly snipers. They're all sitting up here in this 4360-ish type area out here. So being able to get above that area would be, well, I'll call it very bullish, extremely bullish. You'd have in essence, at this stage of the game, you would have no traffic. It would be like, driving down the turnpike and knowing that you can't make a U-turn because you got a moat in the center there, or you got a big, cement barrier that you can't get around, and being stuck in there is nowhere to go. And that's what price is doing. And once you get past that accident zone, you can open her up. You can floor it. Well, because all the police will be back by the accident zone, right? That's always been my philosophy out here. That is the philosophy of the markets. But right now, we take a look at where. And now, what's nice here, to add to the bullish side, is we do have its market profile that began 3 days ago, forming at a higher level. That's always a more bullish than bearish tone. Unfortunately, the sniper activity is pretty significant up at this high, as we've seen here for the past 2, 4, 6 trading sessions out here. Now, if price pulls back inside the NQ, and I'm sorry for spending so much time here, but the reality is I do want to share with you the most important information of the day, and that's this chart. And if price continues to pull back, which I suspect that it will, we don't have that signal just yet, 4189 becomes the key area.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of The Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com. The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
Steve takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks, and thanks to our polar bear, we know who it was. Walter Lane Smith III. He was the individual that played the district attorney. Jim Trotter was the role inside My Cousin Vinny out there. Unfortunately, he passed away June 13th, 2005. But it was, he was talking about identical, I can remember, identical Michelin Model XGV tires out there. It's one of my favorite movies to watch out there. So great movie. Yeah, I tell you what we do, because all of us seem to be having problems from time to time here when we're doing our shows. I understand Basil had some problems and some charting issues over the last couple of days, and I know David White has had some issues, and you know I have for sure out here, and I just always keep knocking on wood that this thing is solved out here. But the next time that I'm down, we'll get Steve-O or Al inside the control room to just simply go ahead and play My Cousin Vinny out there. That would be my gift to you. My next gift to you, though, is to, again, try to figure out what the markets are doing. But first, we're going to go figure that out with help from Robert in Chicago. Robert, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How about My Cousin Vinny? Do you like that movie?
Never saw it.
Never saw it? Blasphemy. Blasphemy.
It's terrible.
You got to put it on your... Yeah, you've never seen it, maybe you just don't watch movies, though. That could be it.
Could be.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, if you're up there, in Chicago, and you're starting to head into spring here pretty soon, I guess. But if you have a lousy weather day or something, and you see it on the, whichever source you would get for movies, put it on there. Do you like Danny DeVito or Melissa? Was it Melissa or Marissa Tomei? Marissa Tomei, I think, is her name.
Yeah. Both are great. Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, so I don't think you will go wrong. In fact, I'm sure that I can give you absolutely better advice on watching that movie and that you'll enjoy it, more so than, maybe what I'll help you figure out with GlaxoSmithKline, but I'll do the best I can.
Yeah, sometimes I see movies and I totally forget them. But it's
Understood.
possible I did see it. I just didn't remember. But that wouldn't be right. I mean, a movie like My Cousin Vinny, you should remember that one.
Yeah, you should. Last night I went ahead and watched the movie Spotlight, which I think that won. I think that was the best. Was that the Academy Award for Best Movie? I don't know for sure. I think that it was. But
Yeah.
have you seen that movie by any chance?
No,
Probably not.
I haven't. But the story is incredibly interesting. It kind of reminds me of wasn't there the Watergate, the investigation went forward, the newspaper guys went forward. The same thing with the people in Boston. These newspaper guys just moved forward. They kept pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. So I find it pretty fascinating.
Yeah, a fascinating story for sure. No idea if they were up against the same. I mean, they're up against a strong power, that is for sure. Really, really a great movie to see. About as sad as you can be, when you're removed from it, and it doesn't impact you. It has I recommend it's certainly a good movie to watch out there. I can understand. It's hard for me to figure out how actors win the roles for the Academy Award or movies do, but it was a good movie. So I recommend it. But in any event, I know we're not Siskel and Ebert. We're Stevie and Robert. And we want to take a look at GlaxoSmithKline. So tell me what you're doing and how I can help you here.
So I'm bullish to market, and hey, thanks for getting me into Whole Foods. I got it over there at around 30. What did I get in? Oh yeah, and so can I bring up Whole Foods just for a minute? If you remember our conversation,
you just did. I mean, we can't rewind it out. We're live on radio, so you just did. So
I don't want you to analyze Whole Foods, but my problem there was Whole Foods was hanging around 30.50. Put my orders in around 30.04, never got hit. But you told me you thought that if it went over 31.28, go ahead and buy it. So I did.
Yeah.
I put two orders in, one at 31.30 and the other one at 30.04. I didn't get hit on 30.04, but I got hit on the 31.30. And I'm happy with that trade. And I'd like to take the same approach with GSK. But I don't even know your view on GSK. Are you bullish, bearish on GSK? What do you think?
Well, let's see what the market is. Let's not see if I am. Let's just try to use the same set of tools out there to make that determination. Now, in the case of Whole Foods markets, I'll put that chart back up on my screen just for a second. When I put that back up on my screen out here, the level that we were taking a look at, which was third. So let me do this. I'm going to clean up the chart just a tad. Are you able to watch the screen live by any chance?
I don't have it. No, I don't. But
okay.
I don't. Sorry.
No, that's totally okay. Just wasn't sure. But I might as well, at least for our viewers out there, since you gave me accolades, it really wasn't me. It was really what the message of the chart patterns were. And since you'd like to do the same thing out here, we really should look at the exact same type of things out here. So I'm cleaning up this chart pretty well, about as best as I can. And now what, folks, what we did during that last segment, Robert, was we were really looking at the daily contract for the NQ, and we were identifying levels of resistance. Now, when you must have called here, it might have been around February 23rd, February 25th, something like that, I would say.
Yeah.
And because the only way you remember the exact numbers, which was 31.28. Now, 31.28 was the weekly TAS market profile, so a nice level of resistance out there. And once price broke above that, it was really free to run up into the area that you and I had first identified, which was right into, and which in essence it did, which was the high from the trading session of December 22nd out there. So that's where it was, which is about the 33.52-ish type area. So and what's nice here is that in the case of Whole Foods, if it can clear that level, you ought to see 36.70 out of this. What you don't want to see is you don't really want to, this thing, if it gets below 32.84, it could come all the way back to your entry price. So, you want to just go ahead and pay attention to that. Now, if we go to GlaxoSmithKline, GSK, by the way, folks, that's the ticker symbol here, and we were to look at the same set of market profiles, you will see that we really can't give you that same message here because the resistance level inside of this is 41.42. And you're trading right now really in between a zone here of the weekly point of control, where both buyers and sellers are very comfortable, and just above the daily resistance level. So if, in fact, I would say this, if, in fact, you're able to see a close above 40.03, you're not that far from it now, 39.90. What you will likely see is a move to 41.42. Whether or not what happens when it gets to that level, it would all be dependent upon the type of volume as it comes into the February 3rd swing point. If it's coming into that area, meaning 41.55 to 42.30, doing it with less than 6.3 million shares, it's likely to stall right inside that 41.42 area. Your best buy on this would be it pulling back to about the 38.63 to 38.95 level. And that would be the best buy right now. And I know you said you're market bullish. So, that being said, that would be the retracement area. We're going to break here, but if you'd like to hold through the break, we can come back and I can answer some additional questions that you might have.
That's right. I would be glad to. Is there a way to put it on a TAS monthly profile?
There is. You
Okay.
asked, and I'll deliver. Steve
Thanks,
Rhodes
and I'll
with
wait.
TFNN and Robert in Chicago. We'll be right back, folks.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen, live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den, absolutely free, for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Get out on the highway, heading down the my way, passing everything inside. I push it to the max, getting ready to relax.
Go back up to Chicago. to Robert. We're taking a look at GlaxoSmithKline. And before we went to that break, Robert asked if we could take a look at what the monthly profiles are saying for GlaxoSmithKline. So thanks for asking, Robert. And the good news is you and I discussed how this chart here said, hey, the ideal buy on this would be right around the 40, what did we say? Right around the 43-ish type area?
I think you said 40.03, I think.
Got it. Okay. Well, let's do this. The monthly profile, the low on the monthly profile is 38.42. So, and the low on the weekly is 38.63, and the low on the daily is 38.95. So anywhere in the 38s would be an ideal buy inside of GlaxoSmithKline. Now your stop on that trade, if that were to occur, should be placed, I would think, below the September 29th low out there, 37.24. If you close below that, then something else must be going on. But that would be your ideal buy point. And still got the same resistance level that it's got to clear, which is a 41.42 on anything going forward. You clear that level, same rules still apply. You're dealing with the swing point from February 3rd. If it's coming in with more than 6.3 million shares, stay in it. If you happen to be in the trade, it says that price should make its way up to about the 43 level out there. So, I hope that assists you, with this. It's pretty much been in a consolidation pattern here. And since it hasn't been able to break through that, I say just be patient and put in your order ahead of time, just as you did on Whole Foods Market, and put it in at 38, 39-ish type area. And, with your stop, do a one, cancel the other, and put your stop below that September 29th swing point. That's how I would view it right now.
And would it be safe to say that you're looking at this longer term, it's just a consolidation? Your view is not bullish or bearish?
In this equity, if on the daily chart right now, it would be more bearish than bullish. On the monthly basis, it's actually more bearish than bullish. I say that for the following reason. So there's a couple of reasons here. And if you want, you can go back and you can watch the archive this. I'm going to turn price off here, and I'm going to go back to those boxes. I'm going to just get rid of the daily time frames right now. And I'm actually going to go ahead, maybe get rid of the weekly, I think. Let me see here. So you have a brand new monthly profile that formed below the most previous low out here. That alone has kind of a bearish-ish type connotation to it. If I take a look at the monthly price oscillator, it is below zero in falling. That has more of a bearish connotation. If I take a look at the weekly price oscillator is really just kind of sideways. So it says to me, at this stage of the game, you're more likely than not going to be able to get a fill on this trade at those levels that we were taking a look at. That's how I'm viewing it at this stage. Last time on a weekly basis, you're dealing with that swing point from that week that began September 28th. That had 19 million shares. You were down there a couple weeks ago with about 17 million. 2 weeks before that with about 16 million. So the good news is you're not pushing it to a swing point on a weekly basis with volume. But I'd still say your ideal, buy area is in that 38-ish area. So, it hasn't broken a downtrend or anything along those lines. Why would you, now help me understand, because you've been looking at this stock chart more than I have. So what's the thought process and why you would be so bullish on this individual stock?
I thought it might have bottom had a long-term bottom there around 36 or something like that. I think in 2016, I think it's kind of bottomed, and I thought maybe it's going to be it's yielding 6%, and if I buy it at 40 and it comes down to 38, I can take the heat because I'm getting the yield. And then,
right.
And I'm bullish because I think it's bottomed down around 36ish. My number might not be right, but
no, that's okay. No, that's cool. That's cool. And really, I mean, the question was not so much to it was to say, hey, look, you have a good set of eyes for sure. And so you might be looking at things that I've just totally ignored out there, and that would be foolish for me to do that. I mean, I'm just doing this review, in really moments of time out here. And I'm not saying that it hasn't, but it has more of a downtrending feel to it. It's making it's right now it's more in the consolidation-ish type zone than it is. It's consolidation to downtrend. is how
Yeah.
I would take a look at it.
Fair enough. Thanks so much for the analysis, Steve. Thanks again.
Hey, my pleasure. And put my cousin Vinny on your at least on your movie list out there. All right, my
We'll
friend?
do it. We'll do
Alrighty,
it.
thank
you. Okay.
That was Robert in Chicago. So hopefully that assisted you too. And it was kind of nice because it really segued into what you and I were looking at when we were looking at the NASDAQ out there, and just simply utilizing, an assortment of tools to help us identify where the market is moving. You got gold, it's trading down $6. Now, you know that I have been Stevie Revere riding through the hallways of TFNN telling you to put on your seatbelts, that where everybody, and I mean everybody, has been saying gold is just simply moving higher. I have been riding that horse saying, be careful out there, because what we're likely to see is the next move in gold just freak everybody out. And that's what's going to happen. And unless today, if we see a close above 1267, I mean, I'll be exact. 1267, you're 12, what are we at right now? 1256. You've just gotten a huge signal to make sure you've got stops in place, because, it closed just slightly lower yesterday. Today it really got going, right? There was a big seller inside the gold futures contract. If we just put up a 1-minute chart out here, you'll see them out here I got those market profiles, but here they are right at 917, 918. They started unloading in this. This is going to go on for a while. Again, I'll change my opinion, go back to neutral if we see it close above 1267. I will not go back to bullish on this. Now, again, I'm not really talking intraday traders out here. I've given you perhaps the bigger picture. And yesterday we reviewed a number of charts, or a couple of charts out there that were just simply suggesting, the same pattern. If you're wondering, hey, why did gold, stop the descent this morning and so forth, there was really this 30-minute time frame chart out here. We look at this on different charts, different time frames. Price was moving lower, doing it with less relative weakness. This is coming into 10 o'clock here. You did get a bullish engulfing candle at 10:30, some additional confirmation by a move higher out here. So gold can still run. It's up above its 30-minute market profile out here, which is at 1255, but 1267 ought to be the cap as far as where gold will trade up to. Time will tell, but I am still Stevie Revere riding through the halls here at TFNN saying, be careful, be careful. This is most certainly not the time to be buying out here, and maybe the time to be selling when it comes to gold and the equities out there. Anyway, so we'll just throw that. Light sweet crude. So light sweet crude up a nice $1.18. So you got light sweet crude up, you got the market up. And it was a nice question that was posed inside the Tiger's Den by our man Jay. And I would tell you what he said, but we've got to go to commercial break. So you're just going to have to wait with bated breath, and then we'll come back and we'll take a look at light sweet crude and get a good feel on where its hurdles are that it has to deal with. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. TFNN is excited to offer a brand new piece of market scanning software unlike anything the industry has ever seen. John Logan and his team have spent years developing their market profile tools to finally be able to release the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. And right now, you can get a 2-week trial absolutely free just by visiting TFNN.com and providing us your name and email address. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is the premier market profile-based scanner in the industry. Powered by the acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner is a standalone desktop software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Within 3 minutes of signing up, you can have the software downloaded and running on your computer with a complete roadmap of market indicators and inflection points to trade off using the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. Sign up today and try this amazing piece of software by visiting TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. I have a request from John in Sarasota. If we would take a look at Bachman-Turner Underdrive, BTU is the ticker symbol out there. Now, have you ever seen the Randy Bachman? I don't know that he plays anymore. I think that he's still alive, but most of you probably, maybe you know him from the band that was much more popular, the Guess Who. Do you know the name of the original name of the Guess Who, or that entire process there? Alan and the Silverstones. That was where Guess Who in essence came from. But then you had the band really took off when Burton Cummings came on, piano player, became the lead singer out there. But Randy Bachman has a solo album. But now when I say, and I've got it. It is a great, one of my favorite albums to just sit around and listen to when I'm driving. In any event, out here, we're going to take a look at Peabody Energy, BTU, versus Bachman-Turner Overdrive, BTO, out there. In fact, I didn't necessarily care that much for the Bachman-Turner Overdrive music out there, but individually, man, he's a great artist. In any event, so let's, I really just seem to go off track here today. We'll try to keep things on track. So let's take a look at Peabody Energy out here. Nice volume inside this equity today. No idea what is behind the move other than a lot of shareholders. So you've got 12 million shares today, moving to the upside. And where is this thing headed to? So as we take a look at, let's just turn off profiles here altogether and take a look at this equity, and what a nasty looking stock chart this is. So maybe John is doing some fishing out here, maybe some bottom fishing, looking for some yellowtail snapper. And if so, it looks like we've got that signal here that the fishing is getting pretty good inside of BTU. On March the 3rd out here, you've got was trading down at 235. You're at 623. That was just a few short days ago. This thing right now is coming into, where it's above where it had a gap down that had volume of 4 million shares. So it's up above that resistance. Next resistance level, always go to the swing point out here. This would say that BTU ought to make a run, try to make a run for the trading session of December 24th out there, somewhere between 863 and 974. That would be a spot. If we turn those profiles back on, just simply look at daily numbers. What do the daily numbers say? They don't tell us anything. Why? Because you're up above the daily levels out here. So let's turn the daily off. Let's go turn the weekly on and see where some hidden levels of horizontal resistance might be out here. So as I turn on the weeklies, we're going to see 1882. 1882, and this thing is trading right now at 620 out here. What else is up at 1882? We can see some volume out here. Let's put this on a weekly chart, as long as we have weekly profiles out here, and to see what else maybe shows up on the screen. Really not a lot. So, I've got to say, John, if you are inside this equity, I don't see any reason to get out of it at all. Congratulations. If you're looking, if you're not in it and you're wondering where to get in on it, that's a whole different story, right? So now it says we've got to go down and, I don't know, take a look at, for example, maybe a 30-minute time frame chart out here. And if we're going to look at a 30-minute time frame chart, I need to do a little bit of adjusting out here, see if there's any kind of pattern, just like you and I actually let me do, what did I do with the gold chart out there? I'm not going to mess with that. The 30-minute chart, there's nothing here on the 30-minute chart that says that there's any problems. So where would you buy this on a pullback? That's a great question. So, right now it's dealing with the open between 9:30 and 10 o'clock this morning. This pushed higher with 2.5 million shares during that session, and 2.3, and then 2, and then 1. And so we're seeing volume start to come out of this thing. This 30-minute session, you got 15 minutes left already, though, 777,000. So it sounds like the one-arm bandit here looks pretty good. Where would you buy this? I tell you what, I don't know. I probably really have to do some work on this. Of course, the logical answer would be right around where it broke out this morning, but I don't think that that's too realistic. And maybe it is, but certainly. So there you go. There's your first answer. 446 doesn't seem likely inside of BTU out here. So hopefully you are inside of that trade. That was for John in Sarasota. Let's go take a look at. I mentioned. The question that was posed inside the Tigers Den by Jay. So Jay posed, and it was a great question out here. And so let me try to answer that again for everyone. Now, Jay said, hey, Steve, with crude up nicely, are you surprised that the markets don't have more juice out here? And the answer to that question was no. And the reason that I say I wasn't really surprised is with regard to the correlation that you and I have been looking at. And today is yesterday was day 5 out of the last 6 trading sessions, where if the market was up or the market was down, light sweet crude was up or light sweet crude was down. If you go back and you try to do a correlation, hey, if light sweet crude is up 2%, the market is up 2%. No, doesn't work. I wish it did. I wish that there was that type of dollar correlation. It just doesn't work. It just yesterday the S&P finished up 1 point or something, maybe 2 points, and light sweet crude was up fairly good yesterday as well. So it is not a percentage. It's not a tick for a pip for this or that. It's just simply a directional style correlation day to day out here. That being said, we still have to look for areas of support and resistance inside of light sweet crude to help us understand maybe what the markets might be doing. Yesterday, we were looking at light sweet crude right around resistance as the NQ was up around resistance. Well, inside of light sweet crude, you'll probably see it better if I go switch back over to a daily chart. Today, brand new daily profile that has appeared. Let's get rid of the 30-minute charts, although this is the 30-minute chart out here. Here's what the 30-minute chart shows us. Shows us that still light sweet crude is bullish, right? We have new market profiles all occurring above the prior ones out here, and says that light sweet crude ought to have supported about 37.13 on any kind of pullback. But let's go ahead and put the daily chart out here. Let's get rid of the 30-minute time frame, because this is going to show you more clearly the levels of support and resistance. Let's put the daily on our screen, and what you're going to see is I thought you were going to see it. Sam Heck. On my other chart, I've got a new daily profile. Let me update this. Well, I hate when that happens out here. So I got to go figure out that just threw just a small little wrench in my in what I was going to show you. So Steve or Al, can we just reverse and delete the last 2 minutes there, and then I'm not really sure what to tell you on the 30-minute chart. It showed a brand new daily profile out there. In any event, here's the deal: we know that the NQ's got resistance up at that weekly profile. The same thing here. Resistance now inside the light sweet crude contact is the bottom of its weekly market profiles out at that 3782 area out here. If it gets above that, as we talked about yesterday, that'll be good for light sweet crude. It ought to make its way up to 41 to the 43 area out here. Getting below, closing below 3628 suggests that it could move all the way back to the bottom of that consolidation trading range area, or at least 3063. First move would be 3346 out here. So again, it's not a percentage, it's just a directional, and we've had 5 days in a row. This thing's only been working 75 to 80%. So you get 5 days in a row, that's not including today. One of these days has to not work in order to maintain an 80% hit ratio, maybe even 2. So if the correlation fails today, it's just normal. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you, like it does me, call 1-855-750-4051 to find out what they can do for you. That's 1-855-750-4051. Call them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
It's 2016 and TFNN has a brand new programming lineup to kick things off. Starting January 4th, swim lessons by Thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade will be airing 5 days a week at noon Eastern Time. Join hosts Scott Connor, Kevin Hinks, and Cindy Faber as they host their daily options program live at noon 5 days a week with no commercials for the entire hour. Nico DeHaan and Paige Clark will be moving their program, Living a Primal Lifestyle, to twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays from 7 a.m. until 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Wake up with Nico and Paige and start your day off right. The Bull Bear Binary Option Hour by Nadex will now be live Mondays and Fridays at 10 a.m. Start and end the week with the 3 hosts, Tom O'Brien, Tommy O'Brien, and Daryl Martin, as they break down the world of trading binary options and spreads. For all the details on the new 2016 programming lineup, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Join David Dwight as he keeps you up to date on the latest tech stocks while he uses his Power Law Vector Indicator to identify the best trades. The Power Trading Hour, next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. So what do we want to do next out here? What do we want to do next? Probably should have thought about that during the break, but I didn't. Let's take a look at a couple of the ETF structures out here. Let's look at the Qs, the IWM. Qs, you don't see anything here. Nothing really to think about, worry about. Now, what we have had is we've got a number of days. Yesterday's volume, 28 million shares today so far, 17. So probably about another $25 to $28 million day out here, 28 million share day, I should say. Still actually needs to be lighter than that for several days in order to really get to the volume metric that tops are at, ideally. But sometimes the world doesn't work ideally. I know what we wanted to look at. Ideally, here's where your real trigger comes from. It's still coming from the Dow out here. So the Dow, what do we have? We still have its advanced decline oscillator moving lower, getting closer, ever so close to that zero line. It breaks below zero. Pretty good chance that would be the signal of a market, although it could be a one-hit wonder as well out here, meaning it breaks below and it snaps back above, and then you'd have the old snap and crack. But at this stage here, it looks to me more likely that would not be the condition that would occur out here. But still, you've got a bullish to neutral stance inside of the Dow, even with it being up, 30, 40 points, something like that. Right now, 30, 34 points. So nothing else message-wise. If I take a look at the VIX index for what its message is, 1854 is the key number. You're trading 1864. As long as the VIX trades above 1854, it says look out because you could get the rug pulled at any point in time out here. So you got the NQ that's struggling. You've got these other parameters out here. Let's look at a couple of stocks. Let's see what we have here. Let's look at something that we have not. Well, let's look at Tesoro. Tesoro's up 7% out here. See where this thing is moving to. So it certainly has come off of its lows. Today, it has overcome its daily TAS market profile. So it's up above the weekly. It's up above the daily. All that looks nice. But we can see here that it's really running into a potential resistance zone. The highest volume downdraft bar that I can see just happens to be January 13th. The bottom of that happens to be $90. $90.81. It's trading at $89.75 right now. So Tesoro is going to tell us a bit about its strength. If it can close above 90.81, well, then it's likely to head up into about the 104 type level. So so that looks pretty. That looks like a resistance zone out there. My apologies for totally losing track out there. And what else do we want to look at? Tesoro, just looking for something that we really haven't looked at for a while. Blue Buffalo pet products. I guarantee you I've not looked at that. I don't think I have. Gapping up today. Looks like they were out with, numbers out here. And this is an IPO. Blue Buffalo Pet Products. Anybody know what Blue Buffalo Pet Products? What's so good about their food? Something's good about the equity. Supposedly, it's trading up at $23 out here, but not a ton of information. So it's an IPO going back to, when did I say, back in 2015? So it's not even been out for a year. Not a ton. Somebody says they've got great food. So your pet is telling you that. Is that the story? Okay. Somebody said, when I take a look at Valley, I apologize for that. We're just out of time here, Danny, but I'll be happy to do that tomorrow. First thing, if you can remind me, but it is pulling back. I think we suggest that this one may pull back to its breakout area, and that's a $3 and change type zone. So, folks, stay tuned. Our man, David White, our polar bear, our vintage polar bear, he's going to be up next. Have a wonderful Wednesday. I'll see you on terrific Thursday. Take care.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, accurate effective trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.
You're watching Tiger TV.